Here we will look at the 2012 Higher Level DCG exam question C3, and in this we're going to be looking just at part D of the question, where we're asked to finish off the projections of the structure. It tells us the dihedral angle between surfaces D and F is 120 degrees. Complete the projections of the structure. So it gives us a dihedral angle and we have to work back to find the height of a point. So looking at that, this is what we have lined out already. We have our elevation complete as much as we can. We have our plan complete fully. And we need to finish off the projections basically of this surface F. So as I said, it told us the dihedral angle between surfaces D and F as being 120, and we have to locate the height of one of our points. So what we have is our line of intersection. I just highlighted that in red, and we label it point 1, 2 and 3 being on this surface F. And for surface D, we can just divide it up. This green line is just to divide up that surface D. So we have point 1 and point 2 are on surface D and on surface F, and we also have point 4 on surface D. So we're going to look parallel to our line of intersection, as we want to find the true length of the line of intersection. So we drew our x1, y1 parallel to that line of intersection, and we're going to project up our points. So we'll project up point 1, we'll take our height of point 1 from our elevation. So this will give us a height of point 1, and point 2 and 4 are on the ground, and we do not know the height of point 3. We're going to work out the height of point 3 to finish off that drawing. Okay, so we project up point 1, taking our height, as I have said, from our elevation into our auxiliary elevation, and the same for point 2, and the same for point 4. This is on the ground. We project up point 3, but we will not know the height of point 3 as we don't have it in elevation just yet. So that's our line of intersection. That's the true length now of our line of intersection. In this case is the line 1, 2, and then we have the line 1, 4 on surface D, and we have the line 2, 4 being on the ground. So there, it's right on our x1, y1. So what we want to do now is we want to get a point view of our line of intersection, and to do that we need to look perpendicular to it. So we construct an x2, y2 at 90 degrees to our line of intersection, and we're going to project our points down along 90 degrees to that view. So that is our line 1, 2 projected down. Now we can see we have our point here. This distance taken from our x1, y1 back to those points in plan. So the distance from point 2 in our auxiliary elevation back to our plan is the same as the distance from our x2 to our point 2 in our new view. And we do the same then with point 4. Our distance from our x2, y2 to point 4 being the same as from x1, y1 back to 4 in plan. Okay, and again we can join up. So now we have a complete edge view of that plane, the parts we have picked from surface D. So we have 1, 2 and 4. 3 points is all we need to define our plane. So we have point 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 as we know is a dot, as we're looking along the true length. Now we are told that the dihedral angle between surfaces D and F was 120. So what we can do now is we can draw in our 120 between surfaces D and F. Okay, so we've drawn in our 120. Now we're going to take our distance. Remember, we're looking for point 3. We're looking for the height of it. So our distance from our plan to our xy here is going to be the same from our xy here to our plan over in this view. So you're taking that distance and we can just project a line, and where this cuts our angle line of 120, we can project that back along. That is going to give us point 3. So you can project that back to this view. As we know, this is the line we've projected up from our plan. So point 3, as we said earlier, is somewhere along that line. We don't know where yet. Now we do, so that's point 3, and in plan we project up point 3 into our elevation, and if we can remember from earlier, the heights in our auxiliary elevation are the same as the heights in our regular elevation. So therefore we're going to get the height of our point 3 here and mark it into our elevation. So that now becomes our point 3, and our drawing can be finished off by joining points 2 to 3 and then 3 over to 1. And to finish off then we'll just label up our drawing completely with our labels going the same direction as our XY's in the different views. And we should also label up our surface F in our elevation.